Sorry.
Hello, all of you delightful beings out there, and welcome to the stream. I am Raw Zim, currently as Asher the Labramon, and this is Riftbreaker. And I kind of forgot to update the border, so there we go. Let's continue the campaign. Oh, right, I also forgot to set up the streaming side. So, give me another moment. Oh, boy, I am not all together right now. But yeah, welcome in, everybody. We've been having a lot of fun with this game. So much fun. I have pushed through so much of this content, and I am scared that I'm about to run out of content here soon. Because I have been having so much fun with this thing. But I also want to play, so...
I think you got a long way to go.
Oh, good.
Because you haven't even started on the expansions yet, have you?
No, I have not. So I suppose I do at least have that.
Each expansion is, like, slightly shorter than the main campaign.
Well, that is good to know. We got our palladium mining outpost running. Right, we gotta go gather titanium. That's what I was working on next. Alternatively, I could go back to my headquarters and upgrade my HQ. We're gonna just go do this.
Go to Palladium. Go get your titanium.
Yeah. I also need to finish with the uranium still. I guess I did title this episode Securing Remote Resources, so you know. I should at least go secure the titanium and finish the uranium.
Remote resources? Okay, go look under the couch.
Successful.
Haha. You think I have a TV?
Mr. Riggs, can you track the incoming rocks that pose a threat to your armor?
Affirmative. I have enabled projectile hit prediction and am actively marking estimated collision locations. Evade these markers as soon as you see them.
Why is this a thing?
Okay, this mission is going to be intense. We'll have to dodge volcanic bombardment and search for titanium.
Already getting bombarded?
Literally the moment I loaded in.
Detected titanium deposits hidden underground. If we can gather enough titanium from this area, we should be able to study.
But yeah, no, you're probably a good idea to
the
get
geological composition of titanium-rich ores present on this planet. The next logical step will be to establish a permanent titanium mining outpost.
That makes perfect sense. Equip the geoscanner and let's start hunting for treasure.
Okay, there we go. Sorry, I was kind of dealing with falling rocks while also trying to listen to them. So, you were about to say?
Given that the HQ upgrade waves are going to get harder and like they basically double in strength every time you do them, you're going to want access to as many resources as you can.
It is emitting a powerful magnetic field
For, you know, towers.
Yeah.
Any buildings within its immediate area of effect.
It looks alien, on an alien planet. Let's stay away from it. It reminds me of how I lost my
Okay, so we want to stay away from this thing. I missed most of what they were saying. Okay, I cannot break whatever that is. Wait, why is my... Oh, it's because I was in the field of that. I see.
They're not that dangerous, they just disable some... your mini-map and stuff.
Understood.
And some of your tools. It's the same as an ion storm.
Ah. Wasn't you this time? I don't know. Maybe it was. Why? Oh, that's why. Hi. Sitting here like I was trying to shoot one of the snails with a whole bunch of rockets and... Suddenly it went on elsewhere, and it's like, oh, there were enemies hidden underground. I see. Oh my god, this mission. Why are these missions so crazy?
Content.
Is this one of the ones? Yeah, this is one that I'd have to fight with.
Yeah.
I think I would like
New technology has been
to get
developed. New blueprints
out
are
of here
available for crafting.
ASAP. Yeah, I'm aware. You know you guys are like resistant to fire and all, but those are still giant rocks that are falling. How do you survive this area? I demand this be answered. Okay, he did not detect anything in particular. Oh, yay, more rocks. I'm so happy there's no friendly fire. At least not yet. And hello there, Shadow Wolf.
Yeah.
Yes,
There was-
Ido, yes. What was that?
Mr.
What?
Riggs doesn't self-harm.
Ah, yes, yes.
I don't know how it might be handled with co-op when that comes out.
Oh. I can only say,
I shall-
please no.
I will try to shoot you with a nuke, and we will see what happens.
That's assuming they don't make you start all over from the beginning. Well, hello there, Champion Rivali of Rito. The Gale is ready? What Gale? I have been brought a lot of food. Thank you. Good boy. Oh, Rivali. It's been a while since I played Breath of the Wild, and I never did play Tears of the Kingdom. Even though I would like to.
It's good.
It just doesn't help that I don't actually own it. Or a good way to actually stream it.
There's licensing stuff with Nintendo and that, isn't there?
No, it's usually fine to stream their stuff. As long as you're not, you know, doing a pirated version, obviously.
Ah.
They do have some issues with modding, though. But even then, you can often get around that. Ah, there it is. Man, that one took a lot of fun. Oh, thanks! A geothermal vent! Oh, that's totally what I wanted.
You have technology to utilize them now, don't you? Obviously not helpful in this map, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to be using any... I will not be setting up a base on this map. Should leave that to cool a little longer.
You know, as much as I love mac and cheese, I have never had chili mac and cheese.
Oh, it is so good. Hey, Corbin! Also, Kuroi, have you ever done fractals in Guild Wars?
Yeah.
Those didn't do it?
Yes, I have. Sorry, what about it?
Oh, I was wondering if those tickled that dungeon itch for you.
Not really.
Oh,
They're
fair
okay.
enough.
They're a bit of fun. But not quite. No.
Fair enough. It was something that occurred to me today, if they were, you know, if they tickled that itch or not. Yeah, I'm a big Zelda fan, and yet for some reason I just have not played Tears of the Kingdom, even though... I mean, I haven't even, like, sat down and gathered the money together to buy it yet. I don't know why, when I really love Zelda.
I think the fractal thing was like, it was a fun thing in its own right, but it could have just been the fractals I did, but they were over really fast, and they felt more like puzzle-y things than dungeon-y things.
They are relatively fast, yeah.
It kind of felt like I didn't really get a chance to really sink my teeth into, like, you know, a good combat. I don't know.
They are definitely fast.
New buildings are available for construction.
But for what they were, they were fun. But I wouldn't call them a dungeon.
They were more like fractals of a dungeon. Eh?
I saw them more as like a speedrun Zelda Shrine Trials.
Yeah, I can see that comparison. Ow! Hey, I don't do those often. When I get a good one, I'm gonna use it. Because I almost never come up with good ones.
It's okay, Zim. We'll just lock you in the penitentiary. And that would be a fitting punishment.
No!
Try to recover it later.
Wait, are you using a flamethrower while in this biome?
I mean, it's equipped, but I don't use it.
You should try the cryo thrower here.
I just use rockets and shotgun.
Rockets, I'm not sure particularly effective in this biome.
They've been pretty decent.
I think they're okay, but if I remember right, there's quite a lot that's actually immune to it. But shotgun's pretty okay.
Oh, there's the magma power plant.
Oh, you found it?
Yes.
Good.
Perfect.
Good. Good. You can now pipe power from this place.
Exactly what Ido said. Exactly. I'm the one that gets tortured. So give me a break when I want to do it like once a freaking month.
I like puns.
Ah!
Toshibi! No!
Oh no.
Yeah, the rocket launcher seems to do just fine here.
It's more, I think there's like these like magma elemental things that I'm pretty sure are immune to it.
Well, for those, I just use my spear because it does cold damage and basically kills them in one hit.
Geological presence patterns
Yeah.
on Galatea 37.
Excellent. Let's queue up downloading of the appropriate
Oh.
titanium handling technology and start scanning for a good location for a titanium mining outpost.
Orbital scanning in progress. We should have a good location for a titanium mining outpost soon.
Alright, so now we need to download this. Yeah, we'll put it up. Well, no. We can put it down there. After this mission, we'll go off and do, one of those other, you know, the ones that you gotta farm enemies or plants for. One of those missions.
Oh, the Hazanite,
Yeah.
Verdonite ones.
You know what I'm thinking of.
Yep.
You're cute enough to
I
get
think
it.
The data that we've gathered about these strange magnetic
story.
rocks is fascinating. Their structure doesn't resemble anything that we've seen so far. They generate a strong electromagnetic field that can distort gravity. This shouldn't be possible.
They are also impervious to all of our standard weapons and equipment. They are practically indestructible.
We can't shatter them, but maybe we could dissolve them. A strong enough acid might do the trick.
Hey, it did work. But why did I want to do that? I'm not sure why I would want to break those. But either way, let's get the hell out of here.
Sounds good.
What were you gonna say?
I think they give you a resource. But also destroying them means you can build there.
Ah, fair.
Because you usually can't build where those are. If you want to destroy... that was the magnetic rock thing you destroyed, yeah?
Yeah, I already destroyed them.
Yeah, you can melt them nice and easily with acid weaponry.
Yeah, my acid grenades worked just fine.
Rift jump successful. The orbital scanner reported large condensations of Furry in this area. We can harvest it from the blue entwined crystals that are growing here, or try to locate it with the geoscanner.
Okay, let's grab the geoscanner and start searching for Ferdinite. I'm sure that we can create some special equipment with it.
Ba-boom. Yeah, these grenades are doing great. Except when I run out of them.
I like
Gosh
the
dang it,
acid.
Kubroy.
A new technology has been developed. New blueprints are available for crafting.
Uggs.
What did I do? What did I do?
You made me use up all my acid grenades.
There's an acid gun.
Oh, well, okay.
You should be able to make it.
Ashley, I have located a significant condensation of Furgenite near our position. I have marked its approximate location on our map.
Excellent. We should gather as much Furdenite as possible. It will allow us to build new equipment that we can use to manipulate gravitational waves. I've heard of such inventions, but I've never seen them myself before.
Alright. Let's head over to this, apparently Ferdinand Ridge area over here.
If you be sure to scan those blue crystals so that you can grow your own.
Oh yeah, I got, my little turret that I dropped down to do that. Okay. Ah, the voting is working. I was just thinking, I haven't noticed any of the
sky is
voting
covered
in a
ash
bit.
and dust. Our solar panels are useless now. Weapon dropped.
Ow!
You got deleted.
Cool, right, cute.
You're EB. You're not cute.
I fail to see how these are mutually exclusive. Yeah, especially when you being EP makes those kinds of noises.
The ash clouds have.
Oh, what are these?
Air visibility is back to normal.
I don't know, but they die very quickly to my spear, so I am satisfied.
So did Rex end up picking up this game too?
Only the demo.
Ah, fair. Fair.
Yeah, with our current financial situation, he's not in a position to buy any games.
That is very fair.
So did you have a good day after work and stuff, then?
It was okay.
Ashley, it appears
I had a lot of time hanging. I had a lot of time. I had some fun hanging out with Daru,
That makes things more complicated.
Ah.
and I got to eat food, which was always yummy. Unfortunately, I teased a bunch of people with the food I made by mistake
Ah. You monster.
because I made pork ribs, and I make really good pork ribs. How are your tabletops?
I was only one today. It was good. Oh no! They're all hostile! Abort!
Firestorm. It's not going to harm us directly, but it can ignite vegetation.
What vegetation? We're in
I know,
a volcano. It's gonna set everything on fire. Have you looked around? This place is fire.
Have you glanced out the window anytime recently? For the night!
A new technology has been developed.
New blueprints are available for crafting.
Woo!
It's like a woo. I got woo.
The firestorm is over. Weather conditions are returning to nominal values.
Sometimes Mr. Riggs' voice sounds funny. That's right.
It is a Raijin. Wow. Wow and
I just
wow.
finished watching a. I just finished watching a review of the season.
Oh?
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet. In case we do end up watching it together, I would like that. But it seems good. Seems like they're starting to show the strengths.
Are they still completely ignoring the and being offensive to the source material? Also, for everybody else, just so you know, we're talking about the Wheel of Time series.
Oh.
So I guess we'll back up a little bit. I think I have a slightly less harsh opinion on season 1 than you do. Season 1 is still a botch. I agree. There's a certain thing that happens there that is absolutely ridiculous. But I think season 2 was actually pretty good. It was much closer to what it should be.
I honestly didn't have the courage to watch season 2. I was like, season 1 was so much of a train wreck. I can't do that to the series anymore. I loved the books.
It's stuck in a really difficult spot because there was the whole pandemic that ruined a whole bunch of things, and then they lost their actor for Matt. The dude just disappeared part of the way through shooting. So were big things that they had to fix, and I think in season 2 they actually started making a good attempt towards fixing it. There were some stumbles still, yes, but frankly, the new Matt was better than the old Matt, is my opinion.
I mean, I hate to say it, but that's a low bar. But fair enough.
I mean, for what we got of the old Matt, considering that, first book Matt is not super present, of course. Yeah, I think he was a pretty good Matt. But the new Matt, like, there's a specific scene in season 2 that, like, once you see him and he's just like in full Matt persona, you're like, oh yeah, this is Matt.
And hello, Gabu. Gabu is quiet.
My biggest problem is that they just gave a big middle finger to the actual series.
I agree. You're talking about the thing that should explicitly be impossible with the source, right?
That is one of the many things that they gave a big middle finger to the lore with. But that is the biggest thing that they gave a big middle finger to the lore with.
So, my impression from season 2 is that they got a lot of things really right with season 2. But at the end of the season, due to certain decisions that they made, it was kind of clear that they didn't fully get what the theme of Wheel of Time was. They didn't get the point of it, which is a shame. So, like, season 2 was not perfect, but it was a course correction, and that's very important to note. As far as the whole question of if season 3 is still giving a middle finger to the source material, that's really going to depend on what your threshold is for it. I feel like season 2 was a very solid course correction. In season 3, according to the review that I watched and the vibes that I get, because the reviewer is also a diehard Wheel of Time fan, exact same criticisms of season 1, who was very upset about season 1. He loves season 2. Or he was okay with season 2. He loves season 3. The question here is, there are going to be changes from the source material. At the end of the day, this is a different turning of the wheel. And the neat part about Wheel of Time is that
bullshit.
Okay.
It's not supposed to be the same people every turn.
Raijin, I'm not upset with you. That was me being upset with the people that were behind the first season, where that was their excuse for why they did these things. And it was one of those like, oh, you little...
No, I get it. I agree. That's not an excuse in season 1. But in season 2 and season 3, what I've heard from season 3, it starts to really shine where, yes, these are slightly different versions of the characters from the books. There are straight up spoilers at this point, but there are Forsaken that are outright deleted because they simply do not have the number of episodes available to actually explore how many Forsaken they are. So they have just combined Forsaken into one, which is extremely sad and extremely unfortunate. But also at the same time, there were a couple of Forsaken that, like, even in the books, they were just like, eh.
They just were pretty unmemorable. They kind of just showed up and went away.
Yeah, I genuinely can't name all the Forsaken anyway, so it's like, I'm not that upset about it.
I'm okay
So,
with it
like,
being
it's the change from the book.
reduced.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it being reduced. Not okay with it just being one.
There are more. In season 1, I mean, when you're a new reader, you don't really know much about all the politics going on with the Forsaken. And I mean, listen, I'm not trying to defend season 1. Season 1 was trash. Season 2 was a course correction. I thought it was okay. There were a lot of really good scenes in season 2, and the characters, or the actors playing the characters, are doing a fantastic job. Like, I love Egwene. I love Nynaeve. I love Rand. And from what I hear, Mogideon shows up in season 3, and it's a different Mogideon, but she's batshit insane and is apparently very amazing at the role.
Are available for construction.
So I need to watch this Netflix series, clearly.
It's actually
It's
Amazon.
This should be enough to start crafting new equipment. We can stay here.
I mean, you've not read the
more,
books, so it might be
or
interesting
back
to
our
see the
primary
perspective of someone who hasn't read the books.
Well, as I've said before about season 1, it's not a bad series. It's just not Wheel of Time. Literally, if they had just slapped a different name on the title screen, I would have been okay with it, because I actually, as a show, I enjoyed season 1.
Yeah, it's
At least what I
interesting
remember
fantasy.
of it.
I hardly remember it myself, but I remembered feeling like I was left out because all the guys were, like, you know, disadvantaged. You couldn't have magic or you go crazy.
Well, yeah.
So, like I said, I'm not here to defend season 1. I thought season 1 was extremely disappointing, but I was satisfied with season 2. Like, considering how much of a course correction they did, I felt like they were starting to get. There's a lot of key scenes that happen in season 2 that are they're either faithful to the book, or if they're not faithful, it feels like it has a purpose to not be faithful. Like there's still a couple of very substantial stumbles, but I can forgive them because they're still doing like it's still a fun watch. And based on the review that I saw of season 3, and overall, I am kind of optimistic about their course correction. I think that even though that they are still changing things from the source material, at this point, a lot of their changes have been very positive.
Also, it's good to see you, Kudere. Sorry you couldn't hear me before.
And yeah, hi Guru. Have they gone back on the biggest sin that they committed in season 1?
They can't undo that. I don't know how in any world they're going to undo that. It sounds like they're just like sweeping it under a rug and pretending they didn't do that.
I do have to ask, which particular biggest sin are they referring to?
Yes, what big sin?
Okay, spoiler warnings for the Wheel of Time series show for anybody that hasn't watched it and has an interest in doing so. You have been warned. Come back in like a minute. Bringing back the dead.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Oh.
It's impossible.
Microhint.
Yeah.
So the especially curious thing about this is in season 3, there's a key part in the 3rd book at the beginning involving Rand that kind of touches on this, and it's like a very, very important scene in the books that both showcases the limitations of the magic system inside the Wheel of Time, as well as characterizing a lot of the growth that Rand is going through and will be going through throughout the journey of this massive epic. And it's like one of the strongest parts of Wheel of Time is just how much you get to see into the full depth of that character development. In season 3, that scene, if it's true to the source, should be happening. I didn't hear that the scene happened. I don't know if it happened. I don't know what they're going to do with it if they did do it. So maybe they're just like sweeping that whole thing under a rug and pretending it doesn't exist or something. I don't know.
Honestly,
considering
I was
how
under the impression that was all just part of the illusion.
one of the things that they could have done to easily just, season 2, because it literally happened right at the end of season 3. And they could, or season, it happened
It
right
happened at the end of season 1.
Yeah, season 1 is what I meant to say. It happened right at the end. So, season 2, they could be like, holy crap, you're an incredible healer. You brought them right back from the very brink of death. Rather than, they brought back the dead.
Now, so I haven't, I never rewatched season 1 because I was genuinely kind of upset with it, even when I was going into season 2. They haven't made any reference towards it at all. Was it Egwene that did the healing? Because I remember one of the things that was very... Okay, it was Nynaeve. So one of the things I remember being confused about it was, I guess for some reason I got it in my head that they did it backwards. Like, even if they were going to break the rule, for some reason I thought they did it the wrong way around. But if it was Nynaeve that did it, at least that kind of makes sense.
Well, if it makes sense and it breaks from the books, maybe that's makes it more interesting. I mean, it would kind of be
in this circumstance,
it spits on the
because
limitations
of the
that's supposed to cause a lot of trials.
Because of the way that the source is set up and how the power is supposed to work, that is like explicitly a rule that shouldn't be broken, especially when, and here's another, oh wait, never mind. Especially when you start considering some of the other things that start showing up like Balefire.
Ah, yes, that one. Yeah, that. But yeah, that's kind of the problem there. Is that it does not add to the series. That is the key thing, is that if you are going to change the source material, you have to make sure it adds to the series. That does not add. That only retracts from important story beats.
Yeah. So like the reason why I'm not as harsh on season 1 is that while they did commit those very significant sins in the writing, I have always been of the firm opinion that the actors are by and large doing a fantastic job with their characters and their roles, even in the parts that are changed. Like, I know a lot of people were
I
upset
can
about,
agree
for
with that.
example, a lot of people were upset about, for example, that Aes Sedai. In the books, they're supposed to be emotionless and calculating, and they don't show anything but the slightest hints of like just calmness and soothing. And that's important to the Aes Sedai and their characterization. On the other hand, that's terrible for a film. Let's be real. If you just have a whole bunch of characters acting like robots and they're supposed to be people, it's harder for the actors to actually portray and so like I'm not upset about that particular change. It's a good change that they made, and I think they made very good decisions to overcome the what is lost there.
I mean, you say that, but then we had characters who showed very little to no emotions, like Spock, that were, kind of great. But
Yeah.
But they were singular characters within the
yeah,
like you
that's
have
fair.
to you have to consider within the books. If you're reading the books, you get to see the internal dialogues that the Aes Sedai have, and that's how you get the humanizing factors. Inside a
Yeah.
show, you're not going to spend the half-hour segments of just internal monologuing on these characters to get the humanization. You have to show that emotion, or else you're just going to have scenes that are just power politics of robots.
Yeah, it's gonna make
Yeah.
the human faction look like the good guys.
I mean, Aes Sedai are human.
I mean the pro non whatchamacallits.
Oh, Children of the Light? I mean,
Yeah, that's
If
that's how you get the white cloaks looking like the good guys, and we don't need the white cloaks looking like the good guys.
Because if otherwise it will make them seem very alien and other, and that's kind of playing right into what makes those guys.
I would not describe them as being robotic, though, in the books. More
I
that
just
they
saw
were
them as-
just the epitome of serenity.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Because you get the internal dialogue from them, you get the internal conflict they struggle with, where, sometimes they will encounter situations that are difficult for them, but they have to put on an outward appearance of serenity because of the culture within the tower and the importance of having that. And furthermore, how that is itself a corruption of what Aes Sedai actually means and is. Um, but I strongly believe that there's no way that they would show this within a show and it look good. So, like, anyone that criticizes Moraine, for example, for having to show emotion, I don't think that's a good criticism. I think Moraine plays her character very well, under the consideration that, yeah, some changes have to be made.
I feel like it would have made sense for them to have at least the blue faction acting very calm and serene, personally, but
I don't know. I feel like there's still a strong enough division between the colors. Like the blues, reds, and browns all have a pretty distinct feel. The greens definitely, have their own feel. I feel like they're doing fine to represent that even still.
I always saw them, I always felt that they were very much more akin to, in their behaviors, more like, monastery monks. I never got the vibe, even without the internal monologue, that they were, I don't know, their actions and their movements and the way they talked very much reminded me of monks. And nuns, which is kind of what I got the idea of. Is like, oh, they're basically magical nuns.
However, that can be dangerous, as these plants may get destroyed during an attack.
But I get you. It is much easier to portray if you can have them have emotions. You're definitely not wrong. I wouldn't have necessarily said that that was a particularly big critique of mine anyway, because...
Yeah, that was a pretty minor thing.
I've heard some people really rag on the actors for that, and like it's just my opinion that the strongest part of the Wheel of Time adaptation right now is that all of the actors are fantastic at what they're doing. The writing has fallen at several points. The writers are,
Idiots.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
At the end of the day, whether they choose to have the characters be emotional or not emotional, that's got nothing to do with the actors. That's like, what are they? They're hired to do a job. What are they gonna do? Like, refuse to portray how they're hired to portray? Like, that's kind of the actors did a good job. They're just working with the material they're given.
Though, I will also say that does lessen the impact of some scenes. I know that there were some scenes where Moiraine broke down. And the significance of that, it wasn't an internal monologue. It was she was trying to plead with Rand to go a certain way and trust her, and literally broke down and showed her emotions raw, and then,
It gave more credence to the times they were outward.
Exactly. No, you're exactly right. It lends much more impact when they do let go of the serenity. But even still, we saw plenty of scenes where, Moiraine and, I can't remember her name, the, leader. Starts with an S.
There's a lot of that I wasn't happy about.
Swan?
Suicune?
Swan chick?
Swan, yeah. Yeah, she, when they first meet, it's all serenity, at least in the books. It's all serenity up until they get behind closed doors, and then they're just like, eee!
They're like happy schoolgirls.
Exactly.
I don't know why, but it really bothered me that they made them have an overt relationship. I don't know why, but it really did. Maybe I missed that when I read the books, and it was really overt in the books, but I never felt like it was.
They were very carefully hiding it in the books, but they were very much lovers. Like, there's no...
It is very explicitly said in the books that a lot of the time the Aes Sedai slept with each other. Or at least before they actually became Aes Sedai, when they were still in training. that was very explicit in the books. Not the not that the details of their relations, just that they very much did so.
What kind of books are you reading there? I don't remember explicit Aes Sedai shenanigans.
I always remember when I was reading it, but it could have just been when I read it because I was a lot younger. To me, it kind of gave. I got the idea that Moraine and I can't Schwan, whatever it is.
Swan. Swan. It's just the animal.
Yeah. I always got the idea that they were just like really close friends and had almost like a sisterly bond, and I actually really liked that vibe. But I always felt like there was
they were
room to interpret it. But nah, I never felt that it was explicit on it. But...
It is one particular relationship that is not open to interpretation from Jordan's Dragon. There's a couple that you can be kind of iffy on, but Swan and Moraine are they were a thing.
The initiates of the tower very much got especially close. It was very, very much stated that that's what happened.
I mean, according to, I just did a quick search, according to it, it is actually not confirmed in the books. It's hinted that they were potentially people who shared rooms, but it never went into far as explicitly describing them as a, well, it referred to them as a non-romantic, potentially sexual relationship. So I do think that was up to interpretation, but fair.
I mean, if I remember correctly, there is a written scene between Swan and Moraine that more or less does the fade to black. So
no, I don't recall anything like that between those two, or any particular scenes of that sort of nature. But I do know that that it was very much said that initiates did have relations.
It was. I do remember that it was said that initiates had relationships with each other, but I don't think it was. I never remember it being confirmed that Moraine and Schwan were doing it.
perhaps I'm misremembering it then, or maybe it's Kate reading whenever she was reading some of those scenes was a little bit too sultry with the voice.
I think that was something
a lot of the time.
To be honest, that's something that you get a lot of. Like, there is a lot of potential sexual interpretations of the book, but I actually like the fact that it was never explicit, and you could interpret it all innocently if you wanted. A lot of it innocently if you wanted to.
Yeah, but if you listen to the audiobooks, there were some scenes where the female voice, the female reader, I can't remember her name, but holy crap, she made that so steamy.
Yeah, but you're taking in the interpretation of someone else. You're not necessarily that's the thing. I didn't do books on tape. I read them. I would sit under my bed sheets with a torch and read them in my bedroom late at night. So it's like I didn't have this sultry voice whispering the words to me. I just read it as written. And
do you want a sultry voice whispering words to you?
Depends. Probably not a female one.
I mean, I kind of get where you're coming from with that, but also at the same time, like, I feel like there's enough going on in the books that are very clearly, very open and sex positive stuff that it lends more credence to having these interpretations than otherwise.
That is fair, but I guess I liked the fact that those interpretations were left up in the air. I liked that I could have read into it that way, but I also could have read into it a different way. And yeah, I didn't like them making them overt. It's not that I have a problem with things being necessarily overt, it's just, I don't know, I think in my fantasies, I've always really hated it when they get super overt with things, especially when it's not necessary.
Oh, so you didn't like reading Game of Thrones where the chapter they start sex,
I actually hated Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones I thought was overhyped, overrated shit. But, you know, apparently that's an unpopular opinion.
Did you read the book?
I read the first 2 books and I went, these are shit.
Well, there's no
In fact, I wanted
for taste.
I wanted to put them down
My
after
only-
the first book, but everyone kept telling me,
My only problem with-
worth it.
My only problem with the books was at a very early start, I was promised high fantasy. There were direwolves. There was the whole thing with the White Walkers and all that other stuff. And then instead, all I got was weird incest politics, and I was so not into it. I wanted the big wolves to be important.
And not get killed off immediately.
I've never been a fan of low fantasy. And Game of Thrones very much was low fantasy. And I don't know, I felt the whole, oh, I don't know what to do with this character. Let's just have him die horrifically after some incestuous relations was just really like, okay, this is just boring now. I can't relate to any of these characters because you're just going to have them die in some shocking thing at the moment where they should have character growth. So
Game of Thrones starter pack. You're from Alabama and you just die randomly.
It's called Darkness-Induced Audience Apathy. It's where bad stuff happens to the people you care about in a show, so you stop actually caring about what happens in the show.
But I guess that's probably more of a just how I enjoy my fantasies more than anything.
I did like the people being able to connect to the animals, and that was kind of neat, and they were up north of the wall, and that was like the interesting stuff. And then they had the dragon lady, but I never actually read any of the books. But that show, at least I watched the whole series on.
My coworker heard what I said about the starter pack and apparently is very upset that I chose to shit talk Tennessee.
Now. Air visibility is back to normal.
That you chose to what?
Shit talk Tennessee.
I thought you said it was Alabama.
Oh, you're right, I did.
Maybe your coworker's just not good at hearing what she said.
But anyway, returning to Wheel of Time, yeah, the 3rd season is rated very well. There's still a lot of changes, but people take the changes very positively. So I don't know if that means you want to try going through season 2. I thought season 2 was an improvement, but there's still stumbling blocks to use them.
Diagonal fences.
I am willing to give it another go. I am one that will have morbid curiosity about something, and it's one of those it's a situation where if I'm gonna badmouth something, I'm at least going to know what I'm talking about. I'm going to see the source and be like, yeah, this, and this is why it's shit.
Wait, you can channel? But you're a man.
Men can channel, but just go crazy.
Han, have you met me?
A couple times. But yeah, I will certainly at the very least defend. I really do believe the actors did a fantastic job with it. And
what? What did you say?
I did not say anything.
Are you breaking down from the heat?
No. Are you hallucinating?
What? Of course not. Someone screwed up your programming.
My programming is impeccable. I was designed and perfected by some of the best programmers that humanity has ever seen.
Of course you were. You were the best AI on this planet.
Okay, I missed something there. Why did he just start speaking in another language? Is that something I need to be worried about?
I'm pretty
I'm
sure
sure
that's
it's fine.
I'm pretty sure if you've done one of the, I think it's either a reference to one of the expansions you have, Metal Terra, or it is a I'm when I heard it, I'm pretty sure I just registered as it's a developer's joke.
Okay.
Pretty sure it's a reference, but fair. It's definitely. I think I know what it's referring to, but I don't know. It could be a developer's joke. Also, it looked like you were killing loot bugs right before that, because there was these big bugs you were blowing up,
yes.
and they were.
Oh wait, I think I know what it is implying.
Yeah.
What?
I think if you keep killing the loot bugs, you might find out.
Oh boy. Well, time to prepare to die, I suppose.
No.
I'm sorry I didn't have much to contribute to that conversation, but I have not read the Wheel of Time books.
Is there something invisible here?
I would love to say I can recommend the Wheel of Time books to you, but at the same time, they're so big.
Wait. Are the loot snails invisible now?
Something messing with your sensors.
Warning. An enemy attack is imminent. We should build stronger defenses around our base.
Got it. I'll get on that as soon as I figure out what's up with the loot snails. I only got walls right now anyways. It's not a big deal. Imagine.
They appear to be a pile of bones.
Oh no, you killed him, Guru.
What?
How could you kill my boyfriend?
Don't bully Gau.
He bullied my boyfriend by killing him.
I'm gonna have to go to bed soon,
A new
aren't I?
technology has been
I did. I was worried about that, Kuroi.
For construction.
I kind of came on because I wasn't sure when you had to go to bed. I gave an hour of my time to someone else, and then I came back to say how you do. And then apparently,
I just wish I hadn't started this trial. I'm
apparently
doing
I
a
was here
PoE
too long.
trial. What?
I ended up killing Raijin, apparently.
Yeah, you killed Raijin just so Kuroi would go to bed? That's your reason? I know Raijin is full of interesting things to talk about and say, but really?
Confuzzled.
I am slightly confuzzled as well.
I mean, I occasionally play the villain, but I don't know if I would do something that evil.
Danger. Hostile
Let's see.
creatures are approaching our base. Get ready
I mean-
for battle.
Shadow Wolf did that one. Stronger enemy attack.
Oh, thanks.
Hopefully you have the towers to handle a stronger enemy attack.
I don't have any towers set up yet.
No, all he has is walls.
Under attack.
Okay. Well, that's not nice.
Ah, I can see all of Shadow Wolf here. I will happily kill him. Every last one.
Buildings has been destroyed.
Die, Shadow. Die.
They must have been the one that got right in. Clearly.
Joke.
Oh, I'm still on to you and your lots.
Base is under attack.
A building has been destroyed.
Now, I'm over here giving you technology. I'm totally not doing the bad things.
Mm-hmm.
You sound as bad as convincing as that time I walked into the kitchen and found my dog covered in peanut butter trying to look innocent.
A new technology has been developed.
New buildings are available for construction.
Yeah. Gonna have to work on my subterfuge skill. Clearly.
Yeah, especially after the last session.
Thinking that, actually.
Quick. It's going to seriously
I
damage
mean, I
all
was just
buildings
like,
near its
oh, I'm
epicenter.
gonna scan this interesting creature. Oh, you're gonna have to make a check for that. Oh, well, okay.
Looks like some of these creatures
And then, like,
are originating from a common point
just
near our base.
the scrolling
We should go and
tide of
investigate that
damage
area.
indicators. What's your typing? Psionic Shadow? Okay, you take 3 damage. What's your typing again? Okay, you take another 8.
I'm gonna freaking fail this trial.
You can do fine.
Nope, I'm gonna fail it.
Aw.
Base is under attack.
And I don't have the currency.
But Regis learned a valuable
Technology
lesson.
has been developed. New blueprints are available.
Don't
for
piss
crafting.
off the 9-foot-tall snarling death beast.
I mean, I think he kind of understood that. He just didn't know what would set
Seismic
off the
activity is
9-foot
decreasing.
snarling wolf beast.
Well, he very much found out.
Well, that just wasted my time.
Oh no.
It's okay, Kurai. It's a learning experience. Now you'll know how to deal with a trial in the future.
I mean, that was my 4th attempt. It's not a learning experience. It's a exercise in endurance.
That's fair.
It's the game is being a jerk.
Yes. And I should not try to do trials when I'm sleepy and distracted.
That's true.
What about when
But
you're
I
cute?
didn't really have another... Oh, so I should never do it then.
What? You think you're never cute, or do you think you're always cute, so you shouldn't do it when you're cute?
Yes.
Well, I think you should do it when you're cute.
CJ, hating on astromechs never ends well.
What on Astromechs?
Hating.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Regis has done like a little bit of looking around. I mean, he knows of things like restraining bolts on bots and stuff, but bots are kind of his weakness. He's weak to because he's psionic shadow. He's like weak to electric, which bots tend to be the element electric. So it kind of makes sense with his character because they're like all biometric scanners and stuff. Like they're kind of his antithema.
Are you trying to say antithesis?
No, anathema.
Okay.
It's anathema to him. It means it's poisonous or bad for. It's like silver is anathema to werewolves. I might be pronouncing it wrong, but it is a word.
Fair enough.
That is one particular word that I do not know the proper pronunciation of because I have heard it pronounced about 50 different ways.
Whereas I've only ever read it.
Run like the wind.
Yes.
It's funny. So one of my relatives' last names is Winder, and they're always called Winder.
A new technology has been developed. New blueprints are available for crafting.
I'm not looking forward to working again. I want a day off. I haven't had a day off in so long.
Didn't you just go like 3 years or something without a job?
Yeah, but that doesn't mean I want to go 9 days straight working.
Oh, that's
from
fair.
nothing. You know, that's 0 to 100. I need warm-up time, please.
Yeah, that is fair.
There is a lot of them inside. This might be difficult.
Especially since those 9 days has consisted of night shifts, day shifts, night shifts, day shifts, night shifts, day shifts. I want to I need stability, please.
Astromechs that are part of a party are war criminals with a body count of millions. I wouldn't be surprised if they strapped guns on ARF. I could very much imagine with that bot's temperament.
I just sent wave after wave of my own men at them until they reached their kill limit and shut down.
Regis has totally got to get restraining bolts. But not for ARF, just because he's so weak to bots.
Okay. I was about to say, please do not attempt to put a restraining bolt on ARF.
Anathema, by the way.
I mean, unless ARF attacks me unprovoked again, in which case...
hold up. Unprovoked?
Well, according to the Loftwolf, everything was resolved, but ARF was still angry at me. So, I don't know, if ARF goes off the handle and tries to attack me again.
Yeah, that
So yeah, it's pronounced anathema.
Thank you, Raijin. But,
it's a much better solution than trying to attack the bot, to just put something on it that you can easily take off.
just be careful about your definition of unprovoked, then.
Yeah.
Because as far as he was... Raijin.
I don't think that your bot has the same definition of everything is forgiven.
Oh, probably not. But let you know, let Furvis take care of that instead of taking that into your matters into your own hands there.
That bot killed me in the middle of a conversation before I had time to make a single action.
You
I don't
were
know if
not
I'll have
dead.
much time. Well, he put me into negative HP.
Yeah, that just means you were winded.
Ah, okay. I'm used to other systems. I have to read up on that. I didn't expect to need it that quick.
Base is under attack.
Okay, well, I think as much as I want to hang, I have to do the thingy and go to sleep.
Yeah. Good night, Kuroi. I wanted to come by here so that I could say good night to you. But you guys were having so much fun with Wheel of Fortune, or Wheel of
Time.
Time.
Wheel
Yeah.
of Fortune!
Oh, there was a card I was looking at that was part of a tarot deck that said Wheel of Fortune recently, and I was thinking about that. But fair. Wheel of Time.
I want to go to bed.
That was me last night, and I know. If you didn't have work, I would totally get it.
I mean, yeah, fair. Okay. Good night, Zim. Good night, Yaru. Good night, Rajan.
well.
Good night, chat.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Good night, Kurai.
But CJ is correct. Also, it's R4F3.
What is CJ saying?
It's an astromech. It's going to hate you forever until that you are they are forced to work alone with you.
I mean, it didn't like me before I gave it a reason. I tried to help it up onto the truck and made sure it didn't get left behind, and it growled at me.
No, it chittered at you. Or technically
Angrily.
beeped at you. And no, it wasn't angrily. It was a kind of a mirthful ha 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 kind of thing.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like, how dare you and suggest I can't get on this truck myself.
That might have been Tal's intention there, but either way, it wasn't a declaration of war there. But he did not attack you from that.
No, he didn't, but we weren't on good terms, so... It didn't go better.
So what I learned is not to beep around Garou. He will take the wrong interpretation.
I don't know. If you zap me into crit, then we'll be more concerned about the beepings. And besides, it's not Garou,
Beep.
it's Regis. Garou would just be more perplexed. There's not many robots around where Garou is.
Beep. Beep.
You're lucky you don't have a synthetic or protogen form.
Beep.
Maybe that's a card I should save up for and get you like a synthetic.
I will provoke a kiss from them. Mwah.
Mwah.
An aggressive horde is amassing near our base. Prepare to defend our base.
No, I still don't have all my walls set up!
Wow. If Garou doesn't understand something, he'll take it as a declaration of war? Who's saying this?
No, that sounds accurate.
Gower will take getting attacked by someone into crit as a declaration of war, but that's a little different.
It wasn't even crit, it was just winded.
I don't understand your system. When numbers go negative, it usually means something very bad with your HP.
I mean, technically
Maybe
it does...
don't be made out of paper then.
Yeah, that's a good suggestion. You should listen to that.
What?
Don't be made of paper.
It's because I don't know the combat system. I have, like, abilities I could have cast for defense, but I kind of got attacked twice in a row before I did anything. In some systems, talking is a
Alright, how
free
many
action.
dots do you have in integrity?
I have 1 dot into integrity. I have 2 in the other 2, and I thought I had one ability that gave me, like, healthy but mind, which gave me extra health. Or maybe I took that off. I could grab it now, but I gotta figure out what to spend my next 25 points on. I haven't had any combat experience in Scar yet, so I don't really know what to
So
expect.
on a related note, Zen, have you and Taldarius had a conversation at any point? I feel like the skill distribution is a little bit lopsided. It technically doesn't really matter except for character creation, but for a lot of games, anyone that's anticipating combat will just be wanting to dump a whole lot of experience into natural skills first.
Okay.
Oh, hello.
It might be worth the discussion because that's where a lot of very important skills are, especially if anyone's working without weapons specifically. If you're using weapons, it's a little bit more balanced because then you have marksman and clash, but you've got brawl, send, commit, integrity. No, evasion is unnatural, not integrity, but insight.
Oh, okay. How would you suggest we adjust things?
I'm not exactly certain. That's why I'm kind of asking if this was ever a discussion, because I don't know if it
missed
really
that.
matters. Yeah, I don't really know if this matters, but at least that character creation, it feels lopsided to me. When I was making all of the Pokemon for Wild Traditions, I was like, wow, for character creation, I sure don't want to put anything into knowledge.
So, no, that has not been a conversation point. Oh, also, since Kuvra is not here. Kuvra was the one that wanted me to feed the audio through. And I don't mind doing so, but I'll turn it off because... Yeah. Anyways, no, it hasn't been a discussion point because I haven't seen it as a problem. I mean, with a lot of those, it's not like we can put much into the knowledge category.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree, and I understand that. It's just, it's kind of more of a curiosity to me. It makes the character creation feel slightly lopsided, which might be a good thing. Because, you do still get the 3 points in knowledge, and since those, unless you're a soul-based character using conditions, which even then you still have options in both the natural and trained. You can kind of focus the knowledge skills as being something more character intrinsic, but I don't know, it feels kind of weird to me. Not bad weird, but just imbalanced.
Honestly, when it comes to the categories, the main reason why we separate them into categories is, one, it makes it easier to have the 3 columns, but two, it encourages people to spread out and actually make a character. Because, you know, in like Pathfinder or D&D, the knowledge skills, people don't put stuff there. In general. There are exceptions to every rule. But there's also a reason why things like background skills exist. Because the developer of, Paizo realized, oh, nobody has bothering to put any skill ranks into these, so let's introduce background skills. And this is where these have to go into these specific categories.
I mean, I will say, in every campaign I've been part of, there has always been at least 1 to 2 people running multiple knowledge skills, and it's always come in handy.
Oh, it definitely does. But I've also had a lot of campaigns where it's a dump stat.
They just go, I don't need to be smart, I'm just going to hit things with stick. And that's just a sign of not very creative players, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Am I distributing my points wrong? Should
What do you
I
mean?
not be putting them into
Probably,
mental skills?
probably not.
Like,
Okay,
No, this
hold
is
up,
a
hold up,
completely-
guys. Hold up, guys, please.
yep.
What are you saying, Guru?
Oh, you're saying that a lot of these skills are being underutilized.
Okay, but you're asking if you did something wrong.
Well, I thought I was kind of leaning more into mental skills, which were the ones you were saying were being underutilized.
Well, it's not that they're being underutilized in Scar, at least not that I've seen so far, but in a lot of tabletop games they are.
Oh, okay.
When it is just one big list, and you can put them basically anywhere, there's ones that wind up just being ignored.
That's fair.
I don't get how... I guess I can understand how people can play like that, but it's like so fucking boring to me. Like, every character I've ever played that I almost always picked a knowledge skill of some sort to put some points into, and at the minimum for flavor.
I will say there's a hidden bias to charisma skills. You can't really effectively use charisma skills unless you yourself as the player are very charismatic. Intellect skills, you can roll to know things, but you can't really roll to approach something charismatically. If you botch the delivery because you yourself are not very charismatic, you are going to have much harder rolls, or you're going to just be unable to succeed. In most games.
I mean, I think that's up to your storyteller's discretion, because you could just say that you're trying to barter with them, and then you give an attempt at a delivery, and then what you're rolling for is how it actually comes out through your character. That's how I've always seen that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's how. That's. Okay, good.
I say that was more of a thing when I first started to get into tabletops. I never wanted to play a bard because when I was first getting started, I was super shy and reserved. So.
I mean, by that logic, you're also saying that no one would be a pro. They actually whip out a guitar and play like Arrow. Like, at the end of the day, when it comes to a lot of these charismatic things, we do eventually take liberty. And that would be one of the liberties.
Yeah. A lot of them tend to have liberties like physical skills and mental skills because, you can roll to know, you can roll to perform, but your roll to presence, normally the player brings the presence.
Not necessarily. Good night, Kuroy. Good night, Ido.
Night, you too.
It's one of those things where it all depends on your storyteller and the player. There is a lot of nuance to that. Scar does encourage you to be creative with how you present your actions. Like, you get bonuses for being creative. But, do note, that's not charismatic, that is creative. So, for example, if you're trying to do a presence thing, yeah, you could simply shout, stop, and, get a bonus if you startled the storyteller enough, as I have done before. Or, you could be like, yeah, I'm gonna take my gun out, aim it at their crotch, and lean it nice and close, and just say, I wouldn't do that.
Or like maybe say you're playing a long-feathered avian of some sort, you can puff your feathers up to look bigger. Or in like a threat display. Like there's a lot of things you can do based on what you're playing as.
Yeah.
Which I think is really makes the creativity part of Scar shine through, in my opinion.
One of the greatest players I'm seeing right now is Barnaby and what they're doing. They're very good at role-playing their ideas, and I guess they're not getting as many role bonuses because they're actually making abilities work that shouldn't work, from what I heard.
Tau allowed that to work because it was a PvP thing that caused you to get hurt. Yeah, I don't think he's planning to allow that to happen again. Like, in an actual combat thing, probably not going to be possible.
Yeah, and like, would I have incurred a wound, or there was like lots of things I knew I needed to read up on. But no one mentioned it at the table at the time, so I was like, okay.
But yeah, sorry to interrupt both of you, Viv and Ryan. I just wanted to make sure that Guru understood,
Oh, sorry, I didn't want to interrupt. It was more me just trying to participate.
Well, you're not the one that interrupted. It was me that was like, hold up, you two, so that way I can make sure that you were on the right page.
Okay.
I didn't want it to get lost.
But yeah, like, some people might be surprised, but Shoal has like 3 knowledge skills. Either 2 or 3, I don't remember which. Like, I'll at least, I don't know, I don't understand the way some people get about that.
I don't get it either. I like to have some knowledge skills as well. But at the same time...
Please grab them for the, flavor.
Okay, guys, please vote for something other than A. Do not vote for A.
What's A?
Boss attack.
Boss fight.
Oh, yeah, don't do that. That's mean.
I already have my doubts about being able to pull this off, let alone that being on the table.
I mean, if that was Arf down there and not whatever this robot's name is.
Wow, you are just on a warpath against Arf. Just be aware, that is a fight you will lose.
Get ready for battle.
Not because of, playing wrong or anything. It is simply because it is how Star Wars works.
Ah.
The most scary member of any team is the astromech.
Ironically,
Yeah.
I was Googling how to deal with astromechs, and there's no information on the internet.
Yeah.
You don't. You lose.
You just lose.
Have you seen R2-D2?
R2-D2, Chopper, it doesn't matter which astromech it is, you just lose.
To be fair, didn't the Hutts take out R2-D2?
No.
No.
Oh, I thought they used a restraining bolt. No, that was C3.
No. They had a restraining bolt put on him, and that little I'm pretty. I
popped
think
it
that
off
little
himself.
bastard. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he
Really?
managed to take off his own restraining bolt. Yeah, R2-D2 cheats like a motherfucker. Like, you don't understand. He's the cheatiest little bastard ever.
Because I was reading about restraining bolts, and it was like some of the bots are like able to speak against it, but they're like the bolt is absolute, and like I didn't expect that.
To be fair,
Astromechs
R2-D2 is the cheatiest astromech to ever live, but yeah, astromechs are kind of bullshit if you don't, like, I don't know, shoot them from
EMP.
orbit.
Yeah, that might be the only way to take them out, but even that is iffy. Seriously, watch the Clone Wars, and you will get first-hand view of how bullshit R2-D2 is.
He is the poster child of of astromechs. I don't think any of them are as good as him, to be fair. He's definitely, like, the best of the best.
Get blown up in the first 3 series because they're all attached to those ships, and well.
Yeah, and that's about the only way you can kill them. If they're just children, if they're like say on the Death Star, congrats. Get fucked.
Well, like all the little fighter jets in Naboo, they all had astromechs attached.
Yeah, that's their job, is to help you pilot your thing. Those pilots sucked. That's why they got their astromechs blown up. If
But
they
the
weren't crappy pilots, they would have lived.
But as Shoal is kind of getting at here, the only way you take out an astromech is with far more firepower than you should realistically need. You need literal shipboard weapons capable of destroying a ship to take out an astromech. And even then, it's not guaranteed. God, the number of times that they have cheated death.
Yeah.
And this is coming from a god of death, you know?
Oh my.
So the best
Okay.
option here is make friends with Arf.
Under attack.
That's impossible.
It is not impossible.
I mean, unless you're talking about like make friends, as in using a hacked what do they call them? Nick bolts or something? They're like a modified restraining bolt. Then you can make friends, but I think you could organically make friends.
I mean, if you're nice to Furvis, it would definitely go over much better.
But Regis is gonna have to figure out interesting new things to do for the next
Base
couple
is
of
under
sessions.
attack.
Maybe buff his charisma.
A building has been destroyed.
Otherwise, there's no way he's gonna have any chance with Astromech.
Well, I managed to find a way to replicate a crash in Oblivion. I'm proud of myself.
As in, you repeated a crash you did 10, 20 years ago when the
No, as in I found a new bug and I was able to replicate it,
Base is under attack.
and it instantly crashes my game every time I do it. It's very funny. It's very pointless, but
I
it's
know-
funny.
They tried really hard to bring the old stuff to the new. Like, there was a voice line in that game where the voice actor literally says, like, oh, hold on, let me try that again, and then repeats
Yep,
the line.
yep, it's still here. Dude, there's even old replication bugs that still work.
Yeah.
I haven't tested if the funny negative fatigue bug still works, but
I really want to do that though, Oblivion, but finances.
Yeah. And there's no werewolves in it, so it's an inferior addition to the series.
I mean, since it's been upgraded graphics, I'm sure someone will mod it in.
No mod support yet. In fact, it's unlikely.
I mean, there's already mods for it.
New blueprints are available for crafting.
It uses a lot of the same gut workings as, you know, normal Oblivion, so we don't have like the creation kit style mod support, but when has that stopped modders?
Fair enough, it'll be better mods, to be honest.
There's like 8 pages of mods on Nexus, and there's already like a dozen nude mods.
The earthquake is starting.
So that lets you know how hard they're working.
The earthquake is over. It looks like it unearthed an object.
People are trying very hard to recreate their old shit. I'm stuck. Fuck. Get unstuck. But yeah, I replicated a crash by paralyzing somebody while sneaking, and then shooting them with the bow and finding that they get fucking yeeted for some reason whenever I do that. And so I sent them off a cliff. And the moment my very short duration paralyzed spell ran out while they were flying, it instantly crashed my game.
Ah, so you tried to build your own Fusroda.
I didn't know that was how the arrow, like, I didn't realize shooting them with an arrow while they were paralyzed would punt them. But then I was like, I wonder if I can make them go off the cliff. And it crashed my game. So then I tried it again, and it crashed my game.
Nice.
And I was like, oh, okay, that's just...
They'll have to fix that.
Yeah.
So, does it come with,
Oh, you are...
What is it? The DLCs? Like the Pandemonium one with the cheese?
Yeah, they're all in there.
Okay. At least you're getting your money's worth then. I'd feel bad if you had to rebuy those all over again.
Funny enough, the only paid DLC they added for this is the deluxe edition, and it gives you some additional armor, like cosmetic armor stuff, and a horse armor.
Oh yes, you can't have Oblivion without horse armor. That was.
I think that was the whole reason why they did that, was because of all of that goofiness. Oh, good to know that exploit still works. Nice. Why do you have 600 arrows?
I just wish they would remake Morrowind.
I mean, they remade Oblivion, so...
Yeah, but I played Oblivion. Morrowind was like just when I was young, so I really didn't play it through proper.
I think that one would require more work to remake. That would have to be a remake and not a remaster.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember trying to play Oblivion or Morrowind once, and I literally could not get past the tutorial.
Oh, off the boat? Yeah.
Well, I got off the boat, and then they were like, pick up a dagger, and there was a combat thing. And I could not figure it out and just gave up.
That's fair. I kind of went back to it when Blood Moon DLC came out on it, and then played around with the werewolf mechanics.
Of course.
Out of all of the werewolves, I mean, short of Daggerfall, they actually did werewolves pretty decently. They did the whole, you know, oh, you're turned into a werewolf, you have to go hunt people. Or bad things happen. They were playing it like traditional 5e. Well, that's a misnomer right there. Traditional D&D.
About to say, you might want to rethink that sentence that you just said to me.
Oh yeah, a traditional 6.5. We'll be old when they say that. Anyways.
I will kill myself if I ever hear that sentence.
What was that?
He said, traditional 6.5.
A new technology
I said we'll be old when we hear that.
Blueprints are available for crafting.
Ah.
I will instantly turn to dust and fucking explode if I ever hear those words unironically from someone younger than me. Like, I will flower bomb the fuck out of whatever building I am in. This is a threat. Also, speaking of DLCs, I forgot that this was where I started the Mehrunes Razor quest, so I'm doing that now.
Fair enough. So these machines like cool down the ground, or are they like paving the ground for you?
They are cooling down the area.
Huh. I should get one for Kuroi. He lives in Australia.
Yeah, surprisingly they have no energy costs, so I'm quite happy about that.
Ooh, comet. Let's give you comet.
Stop having ebony stuff.
I
Gosh.
prefer Daedric.
Well, I mean, I'm not high enough level for Daedric, but like, damn it. Stop having good shit so that I want to have to go sell.
You just gotta go into Oblivion, then they all have Daedric.
Yeah, but I can't loot their Daedric. It's like part of their fucking skin.
I thought I did sign a consent form. I know I did that.
The thing is in beta and a little finicky.
Okay, I just felt bad for Hiroken. They spent 500 on me and he just said I didn't sign a form. I was like, oh, where's the form? DF me.
Becoming increasingly obvious.
Yeah. Totally did that before. No worries. Sorry about that, Sado. Serialkin. Sorry, I can't say that. I'm bad with names.
Dude, every archer I'm killing in this fucking ruin has like 100 iron arrows, 40 dwarven arrows, 40 elven arrows, 30 silver arrows, 120 steel arrows. Like they all have that. Well, not those exact amounts, but they all have like a crap ton of a bunch of different arrows, and it's like, my God, I don't carry this many arrows on me. What are you guys doing?
Are you a ranger?
Yes, that's been my main method of killing things so far, is shooting them with a bow.
Do you loot these people?
Yes.
So then you do carry that many arrows.
I mean, currently I am. Then I'm gonna go put them in a box. How many iron arrows? I came into here with 100 iron arrows and nothing else. And I have up to 528 iron arrows.
After killing over 5 people, yeah.
Yeah. A handful of enchanted arrows, which is probably one of my favorite things from Oblivion. Almost 200 dwarven. Not very many glass, not very many elven. A bunch of silver and steel.
They do have weight. I forgot about that.
They do have weight. That is a downside, but they can also be enchanted.
That would explain why it's absurd that they have that many. Whereas I just remember like Dawn Guard's like Van Helsing style automatic dwarven crossbows.
I will say I had way too much fun with the crossbows.
Yeah, that was a almost deadly little ambush.
what we're gonna find in the next Sith temple.
I am very curious about that too.
A little less curious than I was, but I'm sure it'll be interesting regardless.
Don't you walk away from me, mister. Come here. Come here. Come here. Oh shit, there's another one. I was going to stab him, and then his friend came around the corner. Okay, they've passed each other and died. Ooh, he has an enchanted dagger. Thanks, loser.
Oh well.
What's my... I am starting to get a little full. Ooh. I'm up to 600 iron arrows. What? You didn't see me, you're a fucking liar. Oh, maybe they did see me. This is a problem. Wait, only one of them saw me.
The Viv needs to get good.
They're standing next to each other, and only one of them saw me, and the other one did not.
Warning! Hostile creatures are closing in on our base. Prepare for an attack.
Also very lucky that Barnaby didn't roll a nat 1 when trying to do medicine.
One sec.
In this outpost, the atmosphere in this biome is very dense. It is blocking sunlight and reducing the effectiveness of solar panels. Wind activity is also very low, so wind turbines don't produce much energy. However, I am detecting multiple geothermal vents and rich carbonium deposits. We can place power plants on these resources.
We're practically surrounded by vast amounts of energy that is stored in the magma all around us. It would be possible to utilize magma as a liquid to produce power if we invest in appropriate technology.
Ashley, let us not forget that we came here to start mining titanium for our Rift station. Remember to place rare elemental mines on the titanium deposits that we found here.
You're right. Let's secure our base and speed up the mining process as soon as possible.
Sorry, it was story moment.
Yeah. It was like a 2-second delay. I didn't realize it until after you said it.
Actually, that I will not bother building here. Oh, right. I forgot I need AI cores.
Yeah, without them, your robots don't work too well.
Well, my towers don't. And I thought you'd be happy about that, since you want to kill Arf. Or attempt to, and wind up dying.
Oh no, I'm not gonna attempt to kill Arf. I'm just gonna not jump in the way when something bad happens to Arf, that's all. But you said he's an astromech and he'll be fine. So do you want a boss attack or do you want to cancel the attack?
Oh. Just boss attack, I guess. I don't like either of those options, but out of the two, I don't want it canceled because I don't want the music playing forever.
Danger! Enemy creatures are closing in. Get ready to
Oh, or I got the volcanic rock.
Bombs. There's rock raining from the sky.
I didn't pick that one.
Apparently nobody picked anything.
Base is under attack.
That was CJ. That was like horrible. You have to play like DDR and move around the whole time.
A meteor shower is damaging our base.
I'm aware that there is a meteor shower damaging the base. I am dodging the rocks.
I think the rocks only fall near you, which means it's probably going to blow up the walls.
Well, it's either the rocks blow them up or the aliens do.
Well, they are blowing up the aliens.
Yeah, the couple of times that
The
they
sky is
actually
getting
hit
clear.
the aliens.
The danger is over.
Hope it doesn't break your air conditioner. Oh, you repaired it. Good.
Yeah. Okay, so this is one place that they have attacked and will probably wind up attacking again. So we are going to set up cables over here and find some source of power for them.
Did they give you research to use lava as power yet?
Yes.
Nice.
I do have that unlocked and really should be using it.
Doubt there's a lot of sun or wind down here.
Yeah, they were saying that in particular that there is none of that here.
How are you getting your power? Do the air conditioners give you power?
No, but they can transfer it along the way.
Ah, okay. Wow, there's a lot of votes. It seems like it's vote after vote after vote around here now.
Yeah, I'm noticing that.
New objective, firestorm or meteor shower?
None of the above?
Okay, leave it to chance.
Oh, right. Firestorm.
A firestorm is raging around us. Solar panels will have to be closed for its duration, but we can get extra power from wind turbines.
Though, I will be right back. I need
Okay.
some water.
Fair enough.
It looks kind of spicy in there. I would imagine you would.
Alright, I'm gonna drop my 900 arrows. Or iron arrows. That I have picked up. Ow.
Hmm?
This guy hurt.
So were you part of the table type earlier today?
No.
Okay. I missed
I
it, so-
was at work.
Apparently there's a werewolf with sending stones or something.
So he can play fetch with himself.
I thought it was just so he could bark in everyone's ears.
That too. Mine was more of a joke than anything else. To be fair.
Apparently he's the guy that does the card, I think? I think he's the card guy. Like, he's pan game if he's that. He's the one that you get the sending stones for. But I'm not 100%. I'll have to double check with him. But they were talking about someone was a werewolf with sending stones that had recently become a werewolf.
Okay, so 1, he is not aware he's a werewolf. 2, they are sending scrolls. 3, there is a card, the Yakovich card, that viewers can play in several of the games that Tal runs or is in to make Yakovich talk to the group somehow.
Yeah. When I first came to a tabletop, it was one of the first few cards I used.
Funny.
And I remember them talking about like gunpowder and volcanoes or something. It was a long, long time ago.
I believe that one was in Lost in Chaos.
But that is pretty cool. And yeah, I didn't think he was aware that he is a werewolf, because then he'd be in a werewolf.
An aware werewolf?
It looks like some of these creatures' attacks are originating from a common point near our base.
Interesting. We should go and investigate that area.
Oh, right. No flame tower.
What would be the point in a flame tower in a fire zone?
There is no point. That's why I keep having to remind myself, yeah, don't put that down.
That's just like a leaf blower in a lava zone. Aggressively blowing at the bugs to make them leave.
Jiggles motherfuckingly at you.
Lamau.
The firestorm is over. Weather conditions are returning to nominal values.
That was a quote. It was an old quote, I recall it.
Yep.
Yeah, quote 200.
Ah, okay. The context of the game being played at least made sense. Balloons.
I mean, it had nothing to do with balloons.
Oh, I thought it was referring to like one of the like ZOMGs or something.
No.
Fair enough then.
It was referring to Raigen's bone-in jello talkie icon.
Oh.
Yeah, the one he was using tonight.
Yeah, I'm starting to think that maybe it was because it was so spicy here that he evaporated.
Or you killed my boyfriend. Probably out of spite.
Warning. Hostile creatures are coming from a nearby nest. We should go there and clear it out.
Well, I don't see Regis in the chat anywhere. That's more his MO.
You know your crime.
I'm just imagining the unforeseen results of poor Regis's experience. Having to confront an astromech. What a horrible fate.
One of our buildings has been destroyed.
Like being consigned to be like Elmer Fudd.
Base is under attack.
The cartoon rabbit.
It's okay. I will remember this.
What are you remembering?
Base is under attack.
I am remembering your crime.
Also, aren't the bone and jello forms like ghosts? So aren't they already dead?
Yes, it is a joke about them being ghosts.
So if they're already dead, I couldn't have killed him.
So you re-deaded my boyfriend.
Hope not. The next time you look at him, you might be
Base is
paralyzed
under
for a few
attack.
seconds.
Warning! A new group of hostile creatures is coming from a
See,
nearby
where's that
nest.
joke?
Wall destroyed.
You've got anti-projectile bots now. That's cool.
Yes, yes I do. Arf is very talented at keeping me safe.
Danger!
And yet you want to kill him.
Creatures are approaching our base. Get ready for battle. This looks like a nest of some sort. We should clear it out and reduce the strength of hostile attacks.
There is a lot of them inside. This might be difficult.
One of our walls is being destroyed.
been destroyed.
Oh crap. I gotta get back to my base.
Wall destroyed.
Base is under attack.
Oh god. There they are.
One of our buildings has been destroyed.
I don't like you, invisible dudes!
Hostile creatures are coming from a nearby nest. We should go there and clear it out. There is a breach in our
They
walls.
sure seem to like you, though.
So many of them.
That was a lot.
A building has been destroyed.
Base is under attack.
Now I know why Kermans are scary.
Oh, I need a longer paralyzation spell.
One of our walls is being destroyed.
You know, Kudroy's good at dealing with Daleks, and Daleks and astromechs are roughly the same shape. Maybe he'll have some ideas. You know, long, cylindrical,
under attack.
the domed top and the death stick poking out of the front, full of murderous intent.
See, you're not Regis right now, so you can't claim that it's Regis that's wanting to kill my companion. This is you, as Guru, saying this.
Yeah, but you're also not Asher, so...
I am Asher.
Well then,
Hi, I'm Asher.
I
Maha!
guess... Wait, you have a robot named Arf too?
I could.
So you probably could, being a Digimon. For all I know, you could be running the operating system for Arf.
Yeah, so you want to kill me? Is that it? Am I your real target?
Warning! A new group of hostile creatures is coming from a nearby nest.
Regis can't be blamed for things he wouldn't know. Not fair.
It's not fair that you stepped over the line.
Regis didn't know there was a line.
That is unfortunately a skill issue.
Base is under attack. A building has been destroyed.
Goodbye.
It's weird. I'm simultaneously very much looking forward to the next tabletop session, but I'm also like super
Base
nervous.
is under attack.
Well, just don't be trying to, you know, scan Furvis and subject his entire species to possible extermination.
Detecting a large group of creatures heading towards our position.
You're telling me if you had a bioscanner and the magical teleporting wolf appeared in front of you multiple times in your journeys, you wouldn't try and scan it?
I am saying that
Yeah, sure.
you provoked it.
But I mean, once the wolf says, "Oh, you know, it would destroy its entire civilization to scan it," that's a whole different situation.
But you didn't ask. You knew he could speak.
Yeah, he tried to converse with the wolf, and it licked its chops menacingly.
I did not say menacingly. I only said that he licked his chops.
The menacing came with the 9-foot wolf imposed by teleporting within the personal space bubble.
Warning.
Yeah, that one is kind of on you.
Creatures are coming from a nearby nest.
Hey, he
Also-
can't help it that it was the bed of a truck. Not exactly a lot of space to teleport into.
Skill issue.
Also, Furvis does actually have a history of not respecting boundaries that he doesn't know about.
Purvis does?
Yeah, he teleported into the captain's quarters and nearly got shot.
Okay, that one's fair.
But Regis didn't know that, or he would have made that point.
But either way, that was a difference of it being a, hey, there was a hostile on the ship. Let's let the captain know. Versus just scanning somebody.
Yeah, Regis did not pick up the notion that the wolf was trying to be sneaky when it was teleporting from rooftop to rooftop. Maybe avoiding unnecessary questions, but not, like, concealing its existence.
I mean, he was very specifically staying out of people's view.
I gotta go to bed soon.
Oh no!
I don't wanna.
Creatures are coming from a nearby nest. We should go there and clear it out.
I can be at work in 8 hours, so you know.
Base is under attack.
Yeah.
Wall destroyed.
Probably won't pop it.
Oh god. Yeah, definitely getting a lot of enemies here now. And how did I build 2 of those?
There is a breach in our walls.
Base is under attack.
Oh boy.
Uh-huh.
Hey there, Valkyrie. Alright, another attack. Fended off. Ah, I did accidentally build one hidden amongst the wall. Raijin!
Somebody's having fun.
Raijin is spamming lots of plushies.
Raijin likes to do that.
Warning. Hostile creatures are coming from a nearby nest. We should go there and clear
I
it
do
out.
like how the plushie sticks on the top of your head. That is very cute. A very cute plushie feature. That's good, because plushies are supposed to be cute.
So, we should turn you into a plushie. Got it.
What?
I am sneaky.
I don't know, that chuckle seems eager to me.
No, it did not sound like an eager chuckle. I will give him that.
Definitely sounded like one to me.
You'll have to ask Furry about that. I mean, kobolds make very cute and adorable plushies. But then again... Something. Anyways.
Anyways, you being flustered aside.
I am the sneakiest assassin.
Yeah, are you doing the thing where you poke them with the arrow and then move out of the way and then jump over the rock and then poke them with the arrow so that they just keep pathfinding in a circle?
No, I literally just ran past them all.
Oh, that works too.
I just turned invisible, and because I have 100 sneak, my boots, you know, I don't make footstep noises, so I just turned invisible and ran past everybody.
Are coming from a nearby nest.
Because this was a shitty area for me to fight, and I did not want to deal with it.
Fair enough. Just turn invisible and dance a jig on in front of them and then leave. And laugh
I
at
did
them.
kill some of them, but then I stole from the rest. One of them had a letter home, had a letter to his lover back home, and I stole it. He gets to live, but his letter will never be delivered from him.
Fair enough.
Stupid elf.
This was before the elves married him, and so elves weren't quite as just
Yeah, but he's a Dunmer.
Dunmer. That's dark elves?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I liked the forest elves because they could turn into animals.
When could they turn into animals?
When their homeland is threatened, but it's like really bad. Because they don't turn back.
Oh, that's funny.
Hey, Hans.
Yes.
Want to know something fun I learned about Ren recently?
Oh boy.
What do you mean, no?
I mean, oh boy. The number of things that I have learned about him.
Especially considering you notated this as fun, so it's definitely got to be interesting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That was a good oh boy.
Well, he didn't know until earlier today that you and Rex are boyfriends.
That I what?
That you and Rex are boyfriends?
Oh my god.
He's such a bottom.
I am boyfriends with both Raijin and Rex. It's a polygamous relationship. Just to make that clear, because apparently some people didn't know that Raijin and I were together as well.
I mean, it was pretty obvious for me, but that's because, you know, I was chilling in here and hearing y'all make kissy noises at each other, so it's like, yeah.
I thought it was obvious, but apparently not.
It was definitely obvious with Raijin, and Rex I didn't pick up on until a bit later. I think it was, I think Rex mentioned it.
It took me a few days, but I picked it up.
I figured he was just a pet. You know, he was such a bottom.
Yeah, that was one thing that it was hard to sort out your pets from your...
Well, that is why I'm making it very clear right now.
I just have a Vari.
Honestly, Viv, I fear for you.
Why do you feel for me?
Fear for you.
Oh.
Because you're with Marten.
Fair, but also it's reciprocal.
I know you always have to have your comments, so I gave you another comment.
Yeah.
Aw, that doesn't sound very enthusiastic.
Well, of course, it's coming from somebody that wants to kill my companion.
The comet will hit the surface soon. We have to investigate it.
I don't even know which one you're referencing now. You could be talking about how Regis wants to kill Arf, or you could be talking about RTY or Raijin getting dehydrated.
So you do want to kill Raijin?
No. I said Raijin got dehydrated. That's what I said.
Let's hit the ground. Let's head there quickly and see what we can learn.
There's no jello, just bones.
Your crime has been noted and will be remembered.
Warning. A new group of
I mean,
hostile
I'm sure it'd be
creatures
fine
is
if you
coming
just
from a
threw the
nearby
bones in the
nest.
lava. It's the same color and everything.
Run that by me again?
probably shouldn't.
Are you saying questionable things?
Apparently, yes.
What are you?
I
That's a
said,
vampire.
If I understood correctly, he said to turn my bones into lava because they're the same color.
well, you were dehydrated, and now look,
Oh!
they're all red. You're all red, and it's the right color. Oh, no, they're gone. I was saying the jello was red, so it could just, you could substitute it for lava.
I cannot just substitute my boyfriend! He is one of a kind and special.
But the bones would be the same.
So is this Guru's version of Autumn talking? He just casually talks about murdering other people's boyfriends?
I think so. That does seem to be the gist of this.
Warning, a new group of hostile creatures is coming from a nearby nest. Base is under attack.
Oh. This is, a bug.
Yeah, I'm just imagining you putting Rye on top of your head as like a hat with their like skull.
So now you want me to... Now you want to take my boyfriend and put his skull after you've killed him on my head like a hat.
Hey, then you can be closer. I'm bringing you guys closer together. Isn't that what you want? Also, it'd be pretty interesting if they brought back their jello right at that point.
Oh, so now you're wanting to kill me by suffocation. Got it!
Honestly, kind of an L if a god of death dies of suffocation.
I'm detecting a large group of creatures.
I mean, if that works, that's pretty munchkin-y.
Warning, hostile creatures are coming from a nearby nest. We should go there and clear it out.
Gotta admit, a skull hat would look pretty cool on the God of Death.
Base is under attack.
I would rather
Back,
not
Ryan.
wear my boyfriend's skull as a hat. Thank you.
What can I say? I've been spending a lot of time with Kure. Come up with exotic ideas.
Like comparing Kuroi to AI? Yeah, I can swing too, bitch!
He's gonna love this clip.
Very bug.
What was that?
That's a very interesting bug that I found.
Warning.
Warning! An aggressive horde is amassing near our base. Prepare to defend
I don't think it
our
was
base.
supposed. I don't think that was supposed to happen, but there's just a straight up invisible wall. Not where they're supposed to be either. Wait, how high up this can I get?
Base
This is
under
gonna hurt.
attack.
Ow. I took a lot of damage. Oh.
They are! And I will blow them all up.
Doubt that.
Base is under attack.
Okay, I am running around blind without my map, but
Particles has drastically decreased. Equipment functioning is returning back to normal.
There you go. That's back.
yeah. Alright, let's put in this. that, that,
Warning.
and that.
Hostile creatures are coming from a nearby nest. We should go there and clear it out.
Wait, what? What's going on up there? Why are you not getting magma?
Do the pipes have maximum throughput that they can't take more than a certain amount?
Oh, I see what it is. I miscalculated. 3 of these are able to support 2 of these.
Now it's going to get a lot more complicated. Because you're going to get a higher level of magma
A
energy.
new technology has been developed.
New buildings are available for construction.
No, actually, that won't make it more complicated because it's actually the same amount of resources. It's just different output from them.
Oh, that's convenient. I'm so used to these games changing the ratios when you level stuff up.
It is very nice.
Can you walk over pipes or no?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Warning! Hostile creatures are coming from a nearby nest. We should go there and clear it out. We have mined half of the titanium that we need to finish constructing the quantum gate stabilizer for the Rift station. I am detecting increased activity amongst the local fauna.
The attacks against our outpost are increasing in strength and numbers. We should build up more advanced defensive towers to protect our base. This area is very rich in resources, so we can establish additional mining bases if we need to expand our economy.
Okay, I need more lava here as well.
Ooh, yes, ebony arrow.
So that'll be 3 of the hums for these, so I can build another one, and I will.
can't just put a bunch of pumps next to each other?
No, they do have to be spread out.
I was wondering how exploity you could get with it. They thought of that.
Warning. Hostile creatures are coming from a nearby nest. We should go there and clear it out.
Fine, I will go clear them out.
Oh, is that what's making all the enemies?
The nest back there, yeah. At least some of them. And down here as well. And a pissed off rock dude. You're made of rock. You could have just ignored it and left me be. Accepted the, I'm sorry, but no, you want to die.
Well, what can I say? You scanned it.
No, that one I accidentally hit with a stray rocket.
No. I mean, that explains why everything wants to kill you, though. You're running around scanning everything without asking.
Yeah, but these things are not sentient.
Warning. Hostile creatures are coming from a nearby nest. We should go there and clear it out. This should
There's
stop
a
them from
big difference between something that is sentient being scanned and something that is just random animal.
A building has been destroyed.
Wait,
Have you
what?
tried talking to them? Huh?
Yes.
Warning. I'm detecting
So those are the
massive swarm of
Sherberts.
creatures heading towards our outpost. We still have some time to prepare. Strengthen our defenses as much as possible. This attack is going to be very strong.
The mining operation must have disturbed a lot of them. We're going to need advanced defense towers to repel these creatures. Also, let's not forget about setting up minefields and the critical paths toward our outpost.
Oh, I do not like these things. They're...
One of our walls is being destroyed.
very difficult to kill.
I think you got very lucky.
What do you mean?
They stick their tongues on anything that's on your power grid, and they, like, slurp up your electricity.
Destroyed.
Yes, I did see them doing that.
But I don't think those turbine things are attached to your grid, so I think you were safe.
No, they're not.
Hence, you were very lucky. was a good nap to have those.
A building has been destroyed.
Not very strong as far as dealing damage. Just tanky.
Yeah, they are definitely very tanky. I think I cleared them all out, though.
Yeah, for the most part, all they do is they drop in your base, and then they just connect to your nearest buildings, if they can reach them, and then they will just sit there and suck the power up. They're like barnacles.
Alright, I've got 2 minutes to prepare here. Let's drop one of these here. Let's get some defenses here. Oh, we want a loot collector.
Oh, that's what that machine is. I was wondering what it was.
Yeah. Sends drones out to collect loot for me.
Alright, the attack is in about T-minus 30 seconds.
Railguns are always useful.
I can sense the ground shaking. I estimate a few thousand creatures running at our base. They are very close. Prepare yourself, Ashley.
We've made all the preparations that we could. Let's go out and meet them.
We are not going out to meet them. Thank you, Ashley. I would rather stay here behind my nice safe walls and deal with them, you know.
Here I thought I was the one trying to get you killed.
Okay. I think I'm okay to leave this area for the moment. Just gonna
Base
come
is
up
under attack.
here. Drop one of these up here.
Yeah,
I'm not
you got
detecting
this.
any large groups of creatures in the vicinity of our base. We fended off the attack.
Nothing is easy in this place. Intense heat, volcanic rock bombardment, walking stone giants, and swarms of fire-breathing snakes. Can it get any harder than this?
We have gathered enough titanium to construct the quantum gate stabilizer. We should return to HQ to start the construction process.
This outpost will remain as a permanent base of operations. We can even build up more mines and factories here to boost our economy. All of the resources that are produced here will be automatically transferred to our HQ as long as the orbital scanner is operational. Long-distance rift travel and transportation are not possible without it.
Alright, so this mission is complete. However, there is still a little bit more I would like to do here, but I think I might be calling it early for tonight, everybody.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's fine. It was fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to be calling it here, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today for the Riftbreaker. Check out our website, zgfgaming.com. We've got links for our Discord, Telegram, Mastodon, Blue Sky, Patreon, and more. They are on the website as well as down in the description below through our link tree. Thank you to my patrons, tippers, and subscribers. It is your support that keeps this channel alive and going. I could not do this without your guys' help and your support, so thank you. Consider becoming a patron over at patreon.com/zgfgaming. It's one of the best ways to support the channel, though you can also do so by sharing the stream around, picking up packs of cards to stream loots, using our Humble Bundle partner link, or subscribing to us on Stream Loots as well as YouTube. But for now, thank you so much for joining, and I bid you all the most fondest adieu.
Good night, everyone. Woof!